Jai Sri Narayan. Jai Sri Narayan. I pay my obeisances to my spiritual master, Srimad Jagadguru Sudarshan Acharya Ji Maharaj. I pay my obeisances to Lord Sri Ramanuj. I pay my obeisances to the Purva Acharyas. I pay my obeisances to the 12 Alvars. I pay my obeisances to Mother Lakshmi. And I pay my obeisances to Lord Srimad Narayan. I welcome all of you to a special session of Satsangs unique to the Sri Narayan Dham in Durban, South Africa. This series of Satsang starts on the 5th of May and ends on the 27th of May. Lord Sri Ramanuj was born on the 5th of May 1017. And his birthday is calculated variously. However, using the English calendar, his birthday will be celebrated today at the Sri Narayan Dham privately and publicly on the 8th of May. His birthday, as per astrology, was celebrated on the 28th of April. And I didn't want to bring in confusion on his birthdays, and living on the western side of the world. And to keep it simple, we are going to follow the 5th of May this year and the 8th of May, the public celebrations. You would have heard my entrance hymns being chanted. These hymns originated from 12 personal associates, 12 eternal associates of Lord Srimad Narayan. And if you look on either side of Lord Narayan facing you, those on the left and those on the right, you can see his conch, the lotus, the mace. What else, Hita? The discus. Well, I don't see a rose, I see a lotus, and I'm not looking at the photograph that you are looking at. Sita? It's a lotus rose.
There is a few at the bottom, the roses.
Rakesh, why are you here? So the hymns that you heard are personifications of the eternal associates of Lord Sriman Narayan. They are called Al-Vars. Al-Vars. 11 male, 1 female. 11 males, 1 female. They took the birth from the end of Dwapara Yuga at various times in South India. Their births were interspersed with bona fide acharyas from the Sri Sampradaya. Starting from Bodhiyana, from Bodhiyana, who was the fourth disciple of Veda Vyas. The fourth disciple of Veda Vyas. Veda Vyas is an incarnation of Lord Sriman Narayan specifically to compile the Vedas. And Bodhiyana directly under Veda Vyas, and for our purposes I want to go to our founding Acharya of the Sri Sampradaya in this Kali Yuga, Sri Natha Muni. Sri Natha Muni. And when I say founding Acharya, there were many Acharyas from Veda Vyas, Bodhiyana. I'm going to list them specifically in one of these discourses, up to Natha Muni. Sri Vaishnavism originates through Mother Lakshmi. And that is why it is called Sri. Sri Vaishnavism originates through Mother Lakshmi. Mother Lakshmi is the eternal consort of Lord Sriman Narayan. What does eternal consort mean? Hiranyakasipu, is Tilendri your eternal consort?
No. It's going to end at some point.
I see you're a brave demon since you've arrived at the Sri Narayan Dham. Even demons get power. Possible, Hiranyakasipu, that both the divine and the demon get power from the same source?
Yes.
Yes. The water of the Ganges nourish both the tamasic, thorny plants as well as the beautiful divine flowers. Same source. It depends who you are, Hiranyakasipu. You like playing the role of Hiranyakasipu? Does it fit hand in glove? You think the Guru made a mistake by giving you that name.
100% correct.
Well, you might just be heading for a divorce, boy. So Mother Lakshmi is the eternal consort of Lord Sriman Narayan. Eternal means always there, and the Sri Sampradaya is headed by Mother Lakshmi, who is eternal, which means that the Sri Sampradaya is not part of the material system of these universes. Is it logical? Is it scientific? Silence. I can hear the amp humming. If an attribute emanates from a substantive that is eternal, what is the designation of the attribute? Has to be eternal. So this system that I'm teaching you is always existing. You cannot add to it, neither can you subtract from it. Because when something is eternal, its existence cannot be changed or manipulated. Its existence cannot be changed or manipulated. And that is this Sri Sampradaya. And it is for this reason, specifically, that I deliberately chose these 22 days of consecutive, in-depth satsangs on the Sri Sampradaya itself. Because this truth is hardly known to those that profess to be Hindus or Sanatan Dharmis, that the Sri Sampradaya is eternal. It has a life of its own emanating from the potency of Mother Lakshmi. No human, no guru, no spiritual master, no acharya can add to the Sri Sampradaya or subtract from the Sri Sampradaya. The duty of a bona fide spiritual master in the Sri Sampradaya is to expound the Sri Sampradaya as it really is. As it really is. The Sri Sampradaya, the river of the Sri Sampradaya began flowing underground at the end of Dwapara Yuga. Have you had experiences of rivers flowing underground? Jessica?
Yes,
Your Amlas river flows underground there by you?
yes,
Oh, okay.
so we have four.
You think the Guru is an expert on rivers? Rosbhai?
Not sure.
Well, the Guru's business is reverse. Rosbai, don't you know? You know or you don't know, Rosbai? Sorry, I took you from your main chicken day, Wednesday, on a weekday. So the Sri Sampradaya was hidden for a few hundred years because it was still flowing, but underground. Because when something is eternal, it cannot be stopped. When something is eternal, it cannot be stopped. Its continuance may be hidden. And it was Nata Muni, Acharya Nata Muni, that re-established the Sri Sampradaya, brought it back into vision. Brought it back into vision, and it is for that reason I'm calling him the founding Acharya of the Sri Sampradaya, founding not in the sense that he singularly founded this Sampradaya, but he singularly re-established the Sri Sampradaya. And I said this in Ram Navami, and now I'm saying this in the month of the Ramanujans. Great expertise, the 12 Alvars, all born end of Dwapara Yuga, beginning of Kali Yuga, first 1000 years, 800 years, 700 years of Kali Yuga. They expressed the Vedas through poetry. They expressed the Vedas through poetry. The Vedas were spoken in or compiled in Sanskrit. The Alvars composed their poetry in Tamil. Can you feel the confluence of this beauty? Vedas compiled in Sanskrit, the Vedas composed as poetry in Tamil. Can you see the north? The Sanskrit language was spoken mainly in the north, but known in the south as well. And then the Alvars composing poetry of the exact Vedas in Tamil. It was Nata Muni who heard a group singing and reciting a few verses of the composition of the Alvars. And this was a defining moment for the Sri Sampradaya. Defining moment for the Sri Sampradaya, for it was at this point in time when he heard this composition being sung in one of the Divya Deshams, one of the 106 Divya Deshams. This became the defining moment. Like myself, when I went for my very first satsang in 2008 March, I heard the Shriman Narayana Narayana Narayana, and I heard it for the very first time in my life. I heard it for the very first time in my life. Yet my soul knew this dhuni. My soul knew this dhuni. But I heard it in this lifetime for the very first time. Then Mataji's dad gave me a CD. I asked him for a bhajan CD and he was shocked. After 30 years, this son-in-law, who should rock bass music in all his vehicles and taxis, has now requested bhajan CD. And I told him, Sita, that one day I'll stop all my nonsense and I'll be absolutely pure. Nilendra, you're not at the birthday party. The Alvars will be upset with you, Nilendra. I think everyone should make the ringtone the Alvars in this month, alright? My technical people, make sure all the devotees' ringtone is the poems of the Alvars, so the Guru won't be disturbed. No, it's fine. But just make sure you got the Alvars. I want to. So Mataji and her mother heard what the Guru was telling his father-in-law, that one day I'll be pure. And he said, I believe you will be. I think that entire night and the next few days Mataji and her mother laughed in total disbelief. But today, myself and my father-in-law, we are laughing. Alright? So he gave me this CD. Firstly shocked at me asking him a bhajan CD, and then, but this was our relationship. He believed in whatever I said I will accomplish. I met him when I was in school. Alright? And we had this relationship that superseded relationships with his other son-in-laws. Long story, but I was happy I was a favorite. And the fourth bhajan on the CD was Sriman Narayan. And I was shocked. I heard it on Thursday at the ashram, and I'm hearing it again, given by my father-in-law. Who would give him a Sri Siddhartha ashram CD? I don't know how he came in possession, but when he took out his CD stock, it was somewhere in the middle, and he said, not this, not this, not this, not this, and this, and it was not written, it was a gold CD. So I put repeater on in my car, so I would hear the Sriman Narayan, because my soul picked up the reference. I, on the human side, could not understand the soul picking it up. And the same thing happened to Nathamani. He inquired from the group, this beautiful composition that you all rendered. He was sure there was more. And upon inquiry, he was sent to various places in South India until he was told that if he repeats a verse 1,000 times or thousands of times, then he will recollect all the hymns sung by the 12 alvars that were now lost. And when he repeated this mantra that he was given thousands of times, all 4,000 of the hymns of the alvars came into his existence. His mother was a music teacher, and he set these poems of the now called Divya Pradhanam, he set them to music. These 4,000 verses is not 1 millimeter of the Vedic injunctions. Hear me again. Not 1 millimeter of the Vedic injunctions. Lord Sri Ramanuj has done the most comprehensive exposition of the Vedas since its origin of compilation from Veda Vyas. The 12 alvars are eternal associates of Lord Sriman Narayan. What does eternal associate mean, Hiranyakasipu?
Forever associated.
Which means they never came into the material universe, Satish Bhai, got liberated and then went to Vaikuntha. They remained in Vaikuntha absolutely pure all the time. They came down and expressed the essence of the Lord, which is compiled in the Vedas, through 4,000 poetry verses. Can anything be more absolute than that? Jessica? No? Well, I was just telling someone, I can't remember whom, that from all the devotees here, I know you the longest. And I whack you the most. Somebody might think you just came into the satsang and you get in whacked. Generally, in the material dimension, the person that's known the longest get the most patted on the back. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
But unfortunately, Jessica catches it the most. And like Tivashni, no complaint. What's making a noise outside?
The baby.
Sorry? Okay. Yeah, just tell us she's slightly disturbing me. Oh, she's in here. I thought there was a noise in there. Okay. Coming back. Eternal associates of Lord Sriman Narayan expressed Lord Sriman Narayan in poetry. These eternal associates, associate means always would be Lord. Always would be Lord. Express themselves through absolute poetry, which synthesized with the compilation of the Vedas by Vedavyas. So you can't take one line of this poetry and find it not fitting in within the parameters of the Vedas. I'm repeating this so that I want to distill this information in your mind and understand the severity of this discourse. This is the Sri Sampradaya, eternal Sampradaya, principle Sampradaya. What does principle mean? PLE. Foremost Sampradaya. The Sri Sampradaya is the foremost Sampradaya, which means that there is no difference in calling the Sri Sampradaya Sanatan Dharma. There is no difference in calling the Sri Sampradaya Sanatan Dharma, because Sanatan Dharma is eternal and the Sri Sampradaya is eternal. So these two eternals equate to each other, and this is why I've consistently stated when I was giving general discussions that the Sri Sampradaya and Sanatan Dharma, there's no difference. There is no difference. Now I'm saying that the Sri Sampradaya is the principal Sampradaya, which means that all other Sampradayas is part and parcel of the Sri Sampradaya, which is its source. Which is its source. Now this Sampradaya its origin is Mother Lakshmi, who is eternal. Its origin is Mother Lakshmi, which is eternal. It means those that practice the Sri Sampradaya cannot deviate 1 millimeter, because it's already established. It's already established. "12 hours, satisfied?" Put this in that bald head nicely. Let it sink in. I'm going to take it out. Yes. Ask Jessica to put coconut oil later when you go home, so that it stays. It doesn't come out through those thousands of pores. All right? I want you to go to all Lord Sri Ramanuja's works. I have stated previously that there are 3 authorities that we use in Sanatan Dharma. What are the 3 authorities? Bhagavad Gita, Vedanta Sutra, and the Upanishads of the Vedas or the Vedas. Alright? 3 authorities. Lord Sri Ramanuj took 60 long years, even more, and re-established the Sri Sampradaya and Sanatan Dharma. You can't divorce these two. If there's no Sri Sampradaya, there's no Sanatan Dharma, because both is eternal. So Lord Sri Ramanuj re-established Sanatan Dharma and the Sri Sampradaya simultaneously. When Sanatan Dharma or Sri Sampradaya was running under the ground, not noticed, but flowing eternally. And he took 60 years, not 1 month, not 1 day, not 10 years, not 11 years, 60 years sitting like this, satisfied, taking palm fronds, thousands and thousands of palm fronds. The Vedas was written on palm fronds 1,004 years ago. There were no printing presses. And you cannot do what Amita is doing on your phone. Just touch on the top and information is running. His information had to be unearthed one at a time, unpacked one at a time from the palm fronds. He took the Brahma Sutras, he took the Bhagavad Gita, he brought in Valmiki's Ramayana, he brought in the Vishnu Puran, and he synthesized the eternal equation called Sanatan Dharma. Sanatan Dharma is an equation. It is an equation. Various institutions have taken one aspect of the equation and made their own Sanatan Dharma. Made their own Sanatan Dharma. Lord Sri Ramanuj refuted all of this. He refuted all these sectarian collations. And he said that exists, and that exists, and that exists, and that exists. Others said that does not exist, only this exists. And others said this does not exist and that exists. But Lord Sri Ramanuj stated that Vedas are eternal. And if they are eternal, then no singular personality can pick and choose aspects of the Vedas that suit their mentality at a particular time. Does it make sense, Hiranyakasipu? If the Vedas are eternal, then all parts of the Vedas has to be included. Yes or no? And this is what Lord Sri Ramanuj did 1,004 years ago. When he synthesized the Vedas from the left to the right, from the right to the left, from the top to the bottom, from the bottom to the top, he followed protocol. And what is the protocol? What are the authorities of the Vedas? I just explained now, Satisbhai. Bhagavad Gita, Vedanta Sutra, Upanishads. But what I said earlier on, that the 12 alvars sang, composed poetry that fitted hand in glove with the Vedas. Did I say that? Why Lord Sri Ramanuj did not use the Divya Pradhanams? The Divya Pradhanams have been composed by the eternal associates of the Supreme Lord. Who can be closer than the eternal associates of the Supreme Lord? Venita. Who can be closer than the conch of the Lord? Who can be closer than the lotus of the Lord? Who can be closer than the mace of the Lord? Yet Lord Sri Ramanuj did not use the Divya Pradhan of the 12 alvars in any of his corroborating any of his synthesis of the Vedas. Why, Benita? Vishwadhar, why?
Maybe because the 4,000 hymns were already absolute and he didn't need to synthesize it to clear up any confusion?
No. Because the 4,000 Divya Pradhanams is not an authority. Is not an authority. Although there is nothing closer, and it is the Vedas verbatim. But in Sanatan Dharma, there's only 3 authorities. Bhagavad Gita, Vedanta Sutra, and Upanishads. Notwithstanding the fact that they are the Lord's closest associates, eternal associates, they have no right over the Vedic injunctions. And this is why in this satsang, no one has a right. If Lord's associates have no right to change things, Lord's eternal associates have no right. Otherwise, Lord Sri Ramanuj would have used them in his corroboration of the synthesis of the various scriptures. This is why I do not allow any deviation of the Vedic injunction. Lord Sri Ramanuj is the Adi Guru of the Sri Sampradaya. Adi Guru means the first Guru to synthesize and bring into existence the scriptures in the re-establishment of Sanatan Dharma in the last 1,000 years. And I have to follow him explicitly if I claim to be an affiliate of the Sri Sampradaya. Him in his status did not take any authority outside the 3 authorities, which is an example that preceding gurus have to follow. So the Sri Sampradaya is the same on the first day, and it will be the same on the last day. The Sri Sampradaya was not facilitated by any acharya. You hear me thousands of times in every satsang emitter, it might be boring. But I take my potency through the Guru Parampara. I take my potency through the Guru Parampara. When you recall your Guru Parampara, immediately you are actuated with their potency. I start with my spiritual master, Srimad Jagadguru Sudarshan Acharya Ji Maharaj. Then I go to Lord Sri Ramanuj. Then I go to the Purva Acharyas. Then I go to the 12 Alvars. Then I go to Mother Lakshmi. And then I go to Lord Sriman Narayan. Rojbhai, how many hours you think I prepared this discourse? Because I went quite comprehensive, isn't it? Oh, Meena, how many hours you think I went to prepare for this discourse? How much time you think today, just today, how much time you think I would have spent in this discourse before I came and sat here? 4 or 5 hours. Okay, let me give you my day today. I got up at 4:30. At 5 o'clock I started watering my garden for 2 hours. Then I went to Hammersdale. At 1:30 I was carrying diesel across a river and I nearly sank. 1:30. At 4 o'clock I was in Pinetown. I think at 4:20 I reached here, famished. I didn't have any. I think the cakes are still somewhere. You'll go and see, we bought a packet of cakes. Alright. Then I sat here and I was involved in a huge debate, I think, a debate or discussion. Until what time, Paddy Bhai? What time? 6:45. Promptly at 7 o'clock I'm seated on this Vyasasana and I'm giving you this discourse. Because I derive my potency from the Guru Parampara. I don't need books. I don't need books. I derive my potency from the Guru Parampara. But to do that, you have to be a part and parcel of that parampara. Alright, Meena? Don't go home, sit down at home and say, I pay my obeisances to Acharya Sham Ramanuj. I pay my obeisances to Swami Sudarshan Acharya Ji Maharaj. I pay my obeisances to Lord Sri Ramanuj and expect all the knowledge to flow. Nothing will flow, Bhabhi. You have to fit yourself in that system. All of you understand? So please, when you come to a guru, sanitize your hand at the ashram for COVID-19 and sanitize your mind for COVID. Sita? Ego. Ego means I know. Ego means I know. As long as you know, you don't know. As long as you know, you don't know. And as long as you don't know, you know. These are small tricks of the Guru trade, of the Guru principle, of the Guru principle. Alright, come here to learn. Like, look at our baby, she's asleep now. Oh, she's awake. Okay, she's a little bit upset, Guru. Not upset with the Guru, she loves the Guru. She's transforming her grandparents. 8-year-old baby. Rosbai, baby has stopped eating chicken as of Sunday. Rosbai, how many years? 8-year-old baby has decided on her own. She went to her grandparents and she said, I won't be eating meat anymore. Alright? Not because the Guru said, because Tiveshni got up and said, to be initiated, what qualities you must have. And baby listens. And she decided that if she is initiating, then she has to give up 8-year-old baby. Satish, feeling a bit bad there? I see, I can...
Embarrassed.
Okay? So you need inspiration. And this is what the satsang is about. Because if baby knew, then she'll still be eating meat. Because baby didn't know, she has stopped eating meat. Amita, you finding my know and don't know intriguing? I can see your face mask getting an expression. Okay? So this is the first, the introduction satsang in the series, and I went a bit long, but I want to keep the discourses short so that you can rush home, and please, I want you to go home quickly so you can make as many days. You can make as many days as possible, alright? So what is Hiranyakasipu? What did you learn from this discourse? Once you become divine, that you're going to practice.
To follow the principles of what I've been taught.
Well, if I turn the camera towards you and just take that statement and put it on YouTube, Sanatan Dharma will get into greater confusion. Unless, under the role of Hiranyakasipu, you want to disintegrate Sanatan Dharma. But just remember, Nrsimha Deva, with long fingernails, tore into the entrails of Hiranyakasipu. He was so angry. He pulled out his intestines. Together with you might be getting divorced today, you have a lot on your plate. Jessica, what you taking out of this discourse? Vishwadhar? Rakesh? Amita? Sita?
Let's follow the Guru Parampara.
If you follow the Guru Parampara diligently, information, absolute information will flow through you. Absolute information will flow to you. Alright, so I was seated here, famished, tired, hungry. And Mataji said, don't worry, as soon as he has a bath, he'll come fresh. Alright? But you have to have a bath in the Guru Parampara. Okay? So, those of you that didn't know, and you heard this discourse today, you would have thought I was preparing in my kutir. I'm fresh because the Guru Parampara refreshed my knowledge. My knowledge is not second hand. This knowledge I'm giving you is absolute. It's absolute because it comes from an absolute system. This system has been established eternally. This system, Satish Bhai, has been established eternally. I have data. I connect to this system through the Guru Parampara. This is what you need to understand, and this is what is taken Sanatan Dharma to absolute chaos. Everyone wants to take Sanatan Dharma through their own essence. God does not want anyone to take Sanatan Dharma through their own essence. That is why He incarnates. That is why He speaks the Vedas Himself. So please, if you want to be progressive in the knowledge of God, flush all what you want, what you think you know, not ask it, flush it away. Come here blank. When I come and sit on my Vyasasana, I come here blank. When I am blank, I'm not blank. And when I'm not blank, I am blank. Jai Sri Narayan. Okay, before I want to do this on this live discourse, I want to wish Vasudeva Ramanuj Das a very happy birthday. He is not with us today, and we should allow him this day to celebrate his birthday with his family. Vasudeva has served me in words I cannot describe. Right up to this day, he has not had a single debate with me. He has spent the most amount of time with me. He is like my eternal associate. He has spent the most time with me physically. Yet, I have accused him unjustly on many occasions, just to test him. Even when the accusation, the falsity of the accusation was blaring, he would accept whatever I said. He never ever said, Guru this, Guru that. Nilandri? Even when he was right and I said he is wrong, I whacked him for going to a wedding late. And this was the first Hindu wedding that was on time. And I whacked him for 3 months. Yet the criminal is seated there. His uncle, Dhana Vishum, who took him the wrong direction. Wedding is in Karwastan, he's taking him to Marisburg. Now I might ask him to park on the M19. Alright? Not one debate. He never raised his voice. He never argued with the Guru. When he couldn't handle certain situations, he became the eternal Sri Sampradaya. He went underground. You understand? Not one satisfied confrontation. And he's had the most interaction with me. Why? Because he was physically with me for the longest of times. And if you want to get a cue on how to be a disciple of a Guru, with all his faults, he still comes out smelling as a rose. Follow him. Follow Vasan. If you want to know how to follow Acharyaji, ask Vasan. And Vasan is the role model of a disciple. He is the role model of how to be a disciple. No matter what limits I push him to, his respect is always the same. I wish him everything of the best, not how he wants it, how the Guru wants it, because he's a disciple. He is a disciple. When I gave him a birthday present yesterday, I told him things will change. That's his present. And how you think when he listens to this discourse, what you think he'll feel. Well, this is going against all what he's standing for today, but what you think he'll feel. No animosity against the Guru. He knows he is stuck there, but no animosity against the Guru. And if Vishwadhar asks him, he'll say Acharyaji knows best. Doesn't mean where he is stuck, on this side or that side. So these are practical lessons you take from your own satsang. You don't have to learn this from someone else. I did not wish him happy birthday today. I started talking to him from 6 in the morning because I knew he's not going to be here today. You understand? So this is a Guru-disciple relationship. But my love for him is absolute, because his reciprocation is absolute. You understand? So learn from Vasan and also learn from yourself. You are your greatest teacher. If you made a mistake, then teach yourself not to make the same mistake again. That's why you come to satsang. I have never looked for perfect aspirants. Satisfied? Why?
Yeah, I know perfect aspirants.
There are no perfect aspirants. Or if there are perfect aspirants, then I won't have a job. They'll all be sitting on Vyasasanas. No job for the Guru. Lokesh bhai, can you see it? Who will I be lecturing to? Alright? So, I think all of you also, on behalf of all the devotees here and devotees not here, we wish Vishwadhar Ramanuj Das a very, very happy birthday. Last year I gave him 10 years. Okay, Vasudeva. Vishwadhar. Well, he messed it up. When I wished him a happy birthday in advance, he messed it up. Let's see what happens on the 7th. Alright? Are there any questions? Any questions? Okay. Jai Sri Narayan.